Have you ever had to confess? Own up to something. I shot Frank Zappa. Don't look at me like that. I didn't kill him. Wasn't real worried about it at the time. Frank Zappa was a rock musician. And where I come from, shooting a rock musician is only a misdemeanor. Maybe you don't know who Frank Zappa is. If you're young, you may not remember him. Anyway, Frank Zappa was a musician. My early recollection of Frank was when he was with a group called Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. He had 2 children, Dweezil and Moon Unit. Thanks to Frank, the world has been graced also with Alice Cooper. Frank had some kind of funny lyrics, weird but funny at least. One of them was, "Going to Montana soon, gonna be a dental floss tycoon." A little eccentric maybe, but not so harmful. The worst thing was Frank he was an early advocate of F-bombs on stage. And that was mild compared to some of his really crude lyrics and even blasphemies on stage. I don't know, I kind of like Frank. I was young and foolish, but I repeat myself. Anyway, I thought it'd be a good idea to take my girlfriend to one of his concerts. She broke up with me. She said, "I can't believe you took me to hear that stuff." She said, "I don't want to be around that anymore." I'm thinking, yeah, well, okay. I won't take you to a Frank Zappa concert anymore. But began to realize it's kind of talking about me as well. By association, perhaps, but still my influence on her. Yeah, I kind of had to think about that for a few years. And I began to realize I had to think about what my influence was going to be on others. I thought, so, you want to be an influencer? I know, that wasn't the term that we used back then, but my influence was still important, and it's always been a really important thing for people. You can do that in a lot of different ways. Did I want to be an influence with the same kind of stuff that Frank Zappa did and others do today? I began to realize that kind of wasn't good. You can be an influencer in a lot of different ways today. Foul language, angry outbursts, hatred, even racy photos and videos online just to get a following. Yeah, I don't know. Just didn't seem quite like it was the right way to go, to be a positive influence on people. Somebody once told me, your influence never dies. So I began to realize, did I want to be a conflagration, or did I want to be just a slow burn where I could be a source of warmth and light in people's lives? Seemed like a much better approach. Anyway, began to realize it was time for Frank and I to break up. So I grabbed all of Frank's records. Remember records, big round black things that played music? Yep, grabbed them all up, threw them in the back of my 1967 283 V8 Chevy Malibu. Drove on down to the local dump, set up Frank's records, and Frank had a face-to-face talk with the barrel end of my .22. Pew! Pew! That's how I shot Frank Zappa. I feel like that's been a good change for me to leave all those ways in that dump there, and I kind of feel like it's been a good thing for me as a husband, a father, a professional, whatever I've done in my life. I think it's just made a big change for me, made my influence, I think, a little better. And by the way, my girlfriend, 48 years, 2 sons, 4 grandsons later, she's still helping me be the best influence that I can be. Thank you.